What's up, guys? Welcome back. Amazing RC, Brian here, and today we're going to take just a few minutes to talk about another passion of mine, Hot Wheels cars. Now, many of you may have already noticed that I do fancy a Hot Wheels car, and recently I've just been getting into customizing said Hot Wheels cars. And I picked up something from one of the leading customizers on YouTube, Jakarta Diecast. Actually uses these brass tubes here for axles. And when I got into customizing these cars in the very beginning, you basically had, a car to rip apart, and then you had to find a car that had that width axle to add the wheels to. Otherwise, you weren't going to swap them over. But with these really cool axles here, these nice little tubes, I can actually cut custom axles for any car that I want to cut them for and fit any wheel to any vehicle. And that led to some really cool custom cars. Now, one that I just finished is this M2 Machines Chevy Scottsdale. It's a 1976 Chevy Scottsdale. And when you have, you got your Hot Wheels premium cars, you've got M2 Machines, you got Johnny Lightning, you got a bunch of different, companies that do these custom die-cast cars, all these 1/64th scale custom die-cast cars. And there's some serious differences when you're getting into these. I mean, price, of course, but just quality differences and detail differences. And one of the things I really like about the M2 cars, like this little Corvette here, lots of moving parts on these M2 cars. Like this one, the hood opens, you got a detailed engine inside, the doors open, you got an interior, really cool stuff. And that is really nice. You pay a few bucks more for the car. Same thing with this one, you got the Silverado, you got your hood opens, it's licensed by Coca-Cola and Chevy, all that good jazz. You got, your basic Matchbox car, and this has a moving part too, little hood opens here. Well, there's a pretty big difference between these two cars. Mainly the gaps in the movable parts. Now, if you look at this Chevy Corvette here, it's a $2 car, and you check out the hood opens, detailed engine inside, you can actually hear that it kind of moves around quite a bit. There's a big, giant, uneven gap in here. Well, I mean, it's a $2 car. It's got plastic wheels, but it is a metal die-cast car, and be darned if it looks pretty darn cool. Well, we've got our M2 Corvette here. Again, got some moving parts. Actually, it has 3 moving parts. You got the, the hood, you got the doors open. But if you'll notice the gaps on this car, they're nice and tight. Very, very, very nice gaps. And these cars run about $5 or $6, depending on where you get them. Now, you would think, well, Brian, why do you collect Hot Wheels cars? Why don't you just collect M2 Machines cars or Johnny Lightning? Here's an example of a Johnny Lightning car, and this is kind of in between. And there's a reason for that. Yes, the hood opens on this one. However, the gap was kind of wrong, and it chipped the paint. So these are kind of like in between, the Johnny Lightning cars. But why don't I just collect these? Because there's one fatal flaw in an M2 Machines car. Absolute deal breaker for me. The wheels are garbage. They say, well, there's rubber tires. And yeah, sure, there's rubber tires on there. But it's the construction of the axle itself that completely just sets these in the trash can. You got the really awesome, as far as like my main collectible, you got a Hot Wheels car, and they just roll. I mean, it doesn't matter if you've got a $1 car, a $5 car, or a $7 car. They take off. And it's because the wheels on a Hot Wheels car run independent to the axle. I can actually hold on to one wheel, and you can hear it. This one here, if I hold on to a wheel, it doesn't do anything. And that's because each wheel is connected to the axle. They don't spin independently like these do. This has a straight bar axle and wheels that just spin on the axle. The axle actually moves. It's just pinned down in there. And it makes for a car that really likes to move. This one, if I had this on a track, it just doesn't go fast. Doesn't want to turn. Doesn't really want to do anything. So sure, the scale is amazing. But as far as the wheels, just aren't that great. That's where these come in. I started customizing a few cars using these. The first one was this awesome Atsv Cadillac here. I actually made a cool custom stand out of it because that's another thing M2 has. They've got display cases. So I started converting these into Hot Wheels display cases, threw some nice tired real riders wheels on here. This is just $1 car when it started off, and now I got a custom case and a custom car, super duper nice. This was the first one I put those axles on, but then I thought, man, if I can put those axles on the Hot Wheels cars, well, why can't I put it on an M2 Machines car? And I did. This is the very first one I did that to. This is our Chevy Scottsdale here. Actually, this is the original Chevy Scottsdale, and they are nothing alike. I actually really got into this one, pulled the entire thing apart, and another thing that makes these really cool is when you get into a Hot Wheels car, you got to take a drill bit or a Dremel and it's a rivet. The tops are riveted to the bottom chassis of the car. These are not. 1 or 2 simple screws and you got the whole entire vehicle apart. And as far as detail goes, you can have the nicest, Hot Wheels car. It's just going to have a metal bottom or a plastic bottom on it. This is die cast and plastic, and it actually has a drive shaft and a separate axle. It actually has leaf springs in here that are die cast metal. Very nice bottom. If you get into a big truck, even your really nice ones, here's a nice Hot Wheels truck, okay? But if you look at the bottom here, it's a big slab of metal because it's just that simple axle that goes through. But they're not going to waste their time in pressing, this really awesome vehicle. But again, $5, $8. Here's what I did. I took the garbage axle out, which is actually right here. I had this axle here, and I twisted one of the wheels off. Bink, and I pulled the axle through. And I know you can't tell, but it's stuck too. I could actually just, stick this right back on and complete the axle again. Boom. There's the axle. But they don't move independently. Just makes for a horrible ride. I went ahead and removed that axle, slid a nice brass tube through there, cut it on both ends, took me some really nice rubber real riders wheels here. Same thing, like I said, I can hold on to one, I can spin the other side. This thing really takes off even on a towel. Then I didn't stop there, went ahead and did some matte black in the bed liner. You can tell this one has a white bed, this one's got a black bed, and the reason I did that was very simple. On this model, super duper nice, really sharp truck until you want to do something with it. If you leave it in the case or leave it in the package, totally good. You can stare at it. I mean, I like doing that. That's fine. I've got some cars. We'll get into one later that will never open. But this one I wanted to play with. It's got a movable part to it. Why would I not want to take it out and play with it? So, as soon as I pulled this thing out, I broke the grill right off the front of it. Very tiny wire grill, kind of, just as soon as you snag it on anything, it just breaks right off. Same thing with the little roll bar in the back. I had this really cool little roll bar in the back, and that kind of started to squish and break. So again, super high detail in the M2 machines, but they have some fatal flaws. The wheels, one, and any dainty, delicate plastic part, it's coming off. Same thing with my little bug here. I'm going to go ahead and do a really cool custom wheel swap on this because, man, this is just a killer car. The hood opens up on this. The trunk opens up on this. Bam, it's got movable parts. It actually has plastic light covers so that, once light hits the little tail light in the back, super awesome. However, again with the wheels, garbage, okay? And it's got these dainty little bumpers on it. And I'll tell you right now, first of all, in the mold, and they're just plastic, I'll probably end up having to pull those off and smoothing them out, just like I did this one, because I know I'm going to break this thing. And I'll keep them on until I break one, then I'll go ahead and take them off. However, even the mold themselves has them crooked. So whoever put these, because I think that there's just 2 holes in the front, and whoever puts this car together in whatever country, they slip that through, and then they melt the back of it on the inside of the die cast, and then it stays. Well, all 4 of them are crooked. All 4 of them. And I know as soon as I get in here and try to move one over, it's just going to snap right off. Well, that's what happened with this car. Basically, I shaved all the roll bar off, shaved the bumper off. Super nice front end. That's stock front end. Don't need the big grill in the front. Matte black in the back. Pulled the interior out. Matte black on the steering wheel. Door panels. Floor pan. Now we've got actual separated red seats instead of the entire interior being red. I mean, super nice, sure. Super nicer. Let me know what you guys think, guys. Comment section is yours. This is a cool ride right here. I actually got this little guy on sale right now on my Mercari app. But got into that. As far as custom cars, got another one coming here. My buddy Uncle Lee, he wanted, I got this killer Bel Air. And I had some problems with the case itself, you know, the little bubble thing, because I like to put them back in the package. I've got one up top here that I like to put them back in. It's kind of cool to customize the car. It's what the kids are doing. And, you know, get it back in the package. It's kind of a little added thing, you know. Well, I got this cool Bel Air, and he had his eyes on it, but I really like this Chevelle SS station wagon. This thing here is just meaty. These wheels are even bigger than the ones that go on here. I'm gonna go ahead now that I've got this, because these normally they wouldn't have swapped over, would not have been able to do this. It would have either rubbed or stuck out or not worked at all. Now with these, go ahead and swap these out, shave out the inside, the pans, boom, shove these big meaty meats in there with tire tread on them and all that. Gloss it up with some turtle wax. This is going to be bad. I might actually put it in its own little case here. I don't know yet. We'll see. I'll talk to Uncle Lee. But Uncle Lee, this one's going to be for you. This one's going to be for you. You know, it's kind of like the Bel Air, but I think it's even cooler. It's got a real nice metal, blue metal flake paint on there with some really nice, cool lines on it and stuff. So that's my custom game going on right now. But I didn't spoil this in the beginning, so all you Hot Wheels fans out there that stayed, I today broke my Super Treasure Hunt Cherry. Very exciting, very exciting. I have been collecting, you know, really collecting dollar Hot Wheels cars for, you know, you're sure my whole life, but really collecting the last couple years. And believe it or not, I had no idea, you know, even all the way back to, you know, whatever, 2012, whatever, however, whenever treasure hunts and super treasure hunts even started, I had no clue till probably 6 or 8 months ago. And then I fell in love. This whole bottom row here, from here over, these are all regular treasure hunt cars. They cost 94 cents at Walmart. They go from $5 to $8, somewhere in there. Now, a super treasure hunt, I know I'm speaking to the choir here to some of you, but a super treasure hunt, I mean, they go from anywhere between $35 to $235. And they're all 94 cents if you can find one. Now, I actually purchased one because I never had one before, and I had to have one. Had to have it. Got this 918 Spider. What makes this one special is this is the 25th anniversary edition of Super Treasure Hunts. And it actually has a little 25 before the TH. Very desirable car. I paid $35 for this car. It actually goes for $55 to $60 now. I almost had to sell it, and I'm glad I didn't. But I doubled my money on this one, but not this one. Today, for the very first time hunting, I hunt every day. Every day. And I'm in a small town in the mountains, and I'm pretty sure that whoever is back there in Walmart putting these Hot Wheels cars out, that they are snatching the Super Treasure Hunts out. Now, these are very rare. I think you might get one a case. I don't know. But like the regular Treasure Hunt, I know you get 2 or even maybe 4 in a case of 72 or whatever. But these, you do not. These are very, very highly sought after, super duper expensive, very ultra rare, and features some pretty cool stuff. Now this one, normally they got this wild, you know, they call it Tampo, but the graphics, you know, super extra. It's got a really nice paint job on it. A lot of Spectra flame paint jobs, you know, mirror finish in whatever color. This one has from the regular car, because there is usually a regular car that goes in the set. This one's got some cool lines on it. This is a Ninja. The only reason I knew that this was a Super Treasure Hunt was because of the wheels on it. I saw 2020 Corvette in the back. I usually get down on my knees and I can look up and I can read the bottoms of the cards to the ones that are on the rack. And I look back and I see 2020 Corvette. Any day that's a cool car. I'm going to go ahead and pick that up, throw some cool rubber wheels on it, and I'm going to sell it off. But then I pulled it out and I noticed it had rubber wheels on it already. And dollar cars do not have rubber wheels. So then, of course, I flip it up and I look underneath for the telltale paragraph. You know, this is a super, you know, this is a treasure hunt car. What does it say? It says, congratulations, you have found a collectible 25-year anniversary treasure hunt car, blah, 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 blah. This doesn't have that. And I don't know if they just started that this year to kind of, you know, weed out the people that are just looking at the bottoms of all these cars, because even the regular treasure hunt cars have that little blurb in the bottom. So you can kind of look at the bottom, and if you see any text, you got yourself a winner. So I pulled this car out, and I said, ooh, I don't recognize these wheels. And I flipped it up, and I didn't see any text, and I'm like, no, wait a minute. So then I turned it over in the back, and I saw the infamous TH. And I said, well, that's a super treasure hunt car. These get just a little flame in a circle. Now, all of them will have a flame in a circle behind the car. This does have that. You'll have a silver one for regular treasure hunt, and in the super treasure hunt, you have a gold one. But without the little paragraph in the bottom, I was questioning it until I saw it on the back. This car just sold. Now, sure, this is the highest one. $112. Paid 94 cents for this car. You know how excited I am about that. I almost got kicked out of Walmart because I was jumping and cartwheeling. I hopped on one of the little bicycles because that's kind of the aisle the Hot Wheels are in. Started cruising around the store, and they weren't excited about that. But I got my treasure hunt car. Not a mint card. That's okay. I'm okay. It's my very first one that I found. Not a mint card. Average, $55. $55. 94 cents. Super duper excited about that 2020 Corvette treasure hunt car. No, I am not selling it. I just can't do it yet. I love it too much. It's the first one I found. You know, it's one thing to pay $35 for a car that's, you know, even worth more than that or less than that. It's a whole nother thing to pay 94 cents. Very exciting. Guys, I got a ton more stuff coming out for Hot Wheels stuff, but I had to run some of this over by you guys because I'm really super proud about this Scottsdale. I mean, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. This is a cool truck. If for some crazy reason you want any of my cool custom stuff, just let me know, and I'll get you over to my Mercari page. I might hunt out a different website that I can just put a link to that specific vehicle, so you don't have to like go find it. I don't think Mercari does that, but I'm working on that now because I'm telling you, my little customs are taking off. I'm no Jakarta diecast, but by golly, people do like my stuff. So I'm gonna get some more of that coming very, very soon. But next up will be the Tamiya semi-truck. Got grand hauler action coming. I'm going to get on the other half of that vehicle. Very excited about that. Got the trailer to build as well. So look out for that coming very, very soon. Until then, it's Brian. It's Amazing RC. Get you guys another really cool video very, very soon.